All right, full moon in Aries. Life wanted to switch it up and go ahead and do this video outside. So here I am in nature, looking to connect the dots between the full moon in Aries happening at 24 degrees. It's very personal for me because I have Aries right here. And we must understand that the full moon is going to be ruled by Mars in Cancer. So we all know that Mars in Cancer doesn't necessarily function properly the right way the first time. And my big warnings with you is understanding that this is a full moon coming in after an eclipse. And so I do believe this is a really big one because Mars in Cancer would like to do things in ways that Aries would not, right? And the moon in Aries wants to do things in ways that Cancer does not, because who's ruling Cancer? The moon in Aries. So what's happening is this is a tension point between between Aries and Cancer, and they're both saying, look, I need you to learn how to go ahead and be honest with your feelings and be, you know, direct, not emotionally side to side, you know, making me feel less insecure because you feel insecure. And that's what Aries is trying to tell Cancer. Now Cancer is trying to tell Aries, I need you to start to focus a little bit more on your emotions, on your internal inspections, because your extroverted forms of intuition and, you know, the rewards you look to gain extrinsically, okay, outside of yourself, based off of the relationships you are involved in and what you can bring to these relationships. The key reason for that is the full moon in Aries is in Ashwini constellation, the Ashwini Nakshatra, which are twins. And so it's like there's a lot of business happening here, and it's like, look, on the business aspect of these twins, they need to, like, say I'm me and I'm dealing with somebody, a client. This needs to be an equal energetic exchange. Both need to win. Both cannot be manipulated, because Ashwini or Aries does not win things over by manipulation. And so the ruler Mars, which is in Cancer, will try to manipulate in order to get its needs met, to generate income, to put a food over its head, especially of the family, and generating these resources. Because this is what is happening for Cancer. It is in something called Arthra, and Arthra wants to generate resources for the family, for the clan, and it wants to belong so badly that it's willing to do anything to get into the club. And this full moon in Aries is saying that's not going to work because there's not enough justice involved in that process. And that's where Libra kind of really comes in, all right, as the architect, making sure that everything is balanced out, making sure that everything is fair, right? And so if you are not in a relationship dynamic in business and love or friendship that's not fair, this full moon will likely close out certain relationships, because Ashwini does gain a lot of wealth. This is a transit of a lot of wealth. I seen a green butterfly right in front of me right before I started recording this, and I was like, wow, like I don't think I've ever seen a green butterfly. And so, man, I'm wondering, I think that would flip though. Yeah, so my arm is getting tired. And so I've never seen a green butterfly, and you know, it was a very clear indication of abundance, but more importantly of renewing and refilling the heart, okay? And this is where Venus is in Scorpio. So the ruler of the Libra side of this, while the sun is in Libra, is Venus in Scorpio, and it's in a part of the sky of Scorpio that is not dangerous. It's actually very friendly. It's very kind. It wants to make connections. It wants to make friendships. It's willing to do those and build them up for the long run, for this Anuradha Nakshatra of Venus in Scorpio. And so Libra has to listen to that. It's bringing consciousness to, here's what my friendships require, all right? And here's what I'm willing to do in order to reach and obtain divine justice. I'm willing to start to mature and stop doing the way things my parents did them. Stop doing things the way I see other people in society, other leaders, other people with powerful influence, because Venus in Scorpio is in the nakshatra or constellation of Anuradha. But understand that Anuradha has the ruler in Vedic astrology of Saturn. And this is about gaining and collecting massive wealth through your connections and relationships, through people of political or, at bare minimum, influential power. and influence to make monumental change, and it's very ambitious and driven towards getting this to happen. And so because it's Libra, we have to understand Libra is governed by the exaltation of Saturn, right, where it's going to be at. And so Saturn says you can't obtain anything that you didn't earn. You can't obtain anything out of alignment, because karmically speaking, I'm going to make you repeat these relationships. So this full moon in Aries is full of a bunch of things happening. All right, so there's 3 different medicines that I've been called to give to you, and they're in the forms of animals on this full moon in Aries. Number 1 is going to be the dragon. The dragon is the element of spirit, okay? When this card comes up, when this animal dragon medicine comes up, there's nothing you can do. It's going to take its own path, and it's going to ask you for the dragon to hop on its back. Understand that it's going to get a little bumpy. Things are going to move. Things are going to be a little bit unorthodox, but it wants you to see what's happening externally and internally. And this is what the T-square on this full moon in Aries is about. Okay, this full moon in Aries is having a T-square between Libra and Sun, Aries and the moon in Aries, and then the ruler of this full moon is Mars and in Cancer, and that's the pinnacle point. Okay, so Mars is saying put the work and energy introspecting, going internal, and change how you feel about shame, guilt, and regret to do what you need to do. That sometimes is going to be exactly that, direct. Okay, sometimes you have to be direct. You have to be, willing to release, because Ashwini and the dragon medicine is telling you that Ashwini says this is ruled by K2, and K2 releases relationships so that it can invite more powerful relationships. This is a full moon where certain things you're going to find where people you thought might have been in your life for a longer run is actually going to leave out. And that's back to the sun in Libra. And mind you, again, the sun in Libra is in that Anurada, and this is about long lasting connections, friendships, influential friends, and power. Okay, and so Libra wants that. Aries wants the luxury that can come from that, but it's not attached to being involved in a relationship with anybody long run, which is just anybody. It's not willing to do it out of integrity, and on the shadow form it can do it with trickery, and you don't want to do that because Mars in Cancer. And so the next medicine that I have for you after the dragon was the bat, and the bat says let go. This is a process and time to let go. Understand, right? We're in a full moon Aries, so yes, there's going to be letting go. This is going to happen. Accept it. Accept your subtle senses. It's the bat medicine is telling you to wake up at sunrise, and at the sunrise it's very quiet. You can hear yourself. You can hear God talking and speaking to you. You can see and recognize the importance of the subtle senses. Yeah. And then the last medicine that I have for you, animal medicine, was a StingRay. And the StingRay is about making sure you have a spine, making sure that you put your back into everything that you do, into your love, into your relationship, into your business, into your project, into your raw actions and assertion, because the moon and the sun in Libra is actually in a nashatra called Chitra, and Chitra is ruled by the Martian energy of being ambitious and going out there and getting what you want and actually architecting that thing. Okay, and so that's happening there. So the StingRay is saying, just make sure you have a spine. Don't be flimsy in certain situations, because again, remember, the focal point of this eclipse is actually Mars in Cancer, where it doesn't know how to function the way Aries wants it to function, or Libra. It functions the way Mars wants to function in Cancer, which is about learning how to make sure you nurture yourself and stop denying yourself, because you externally understood what other people wanted, other people needed. You understood the intentions of the others, and you didn't do what you knew was right following that intention, whether it was positive, negative, or anything in between. This needs to happen. So this is the full moon message. I feel really good about this. I think it's a powerful one. It's coming out through an eclipse in Libra, so this is where you don't want to mistake that as anything less, or not as strong as it really is. And I will tap in and see you soon, baby. Aries, on this full moon, you may be actually ending a relationship or something that you were once passionate about but you're realizing you're not passionate about it anymore, or it's something that actually disturbs your peace in the relationship you had with yourself and the other people that were involved with your potential projects or passion. So in this Aries full moon, what I want to say is, with your ruler Mars being in Cancer, it's important to be willing to actually change how you feel about a certain situation, about the people that you are connecting with, and realize, look, you're having a greater and a grander wisdom that is telling you, look, long-term planning, long-term future, Aries, if you don't make these shifts and changes, you're going to regret it later. You're going to repeat a cycle and you're going to be right back into the mud of things. So Aries, this is you hitting the thumbs up and the likes button on this full moon in Aries, your own sign, happening this year in October. Love. Cancer, on this full moon in Aries, you're likely going through a tug-of-war between your private and your intimate life versus your public life, and the enemies that you may face with that, the battles you have with going outside, allowing yourself to be seen, and actually creating something that is worth lasting throughout all of time. Now, Libra and Aries are putting the pressure on you because there's a T-square happening on Mars and Cancer where you're at during this full moon in Aries. And this pressure looks like addressing who are these parents, these father figures that are somewhere playing a role within your emotional well-being and not allowing you to actually break away from the mode of certain fears that are honestly probably a little bit in your imagination. And you're going to find a certain sense of reality that's going to come to actually assimilate during this full moon in Aries, Cancers. So hit the thumbs up and the likes button, drop the wave emoji letting you know you're clearing all these karmas out and you're going to choose yourself. All right, Cancer, see you soon. Libra, this full moon in Aries happening on October 17th, 2024 is asking you to walk through the tug-of-war between Aries and Libra, your shadow self, your true self. How are you going to show up true, authentic, and responsible in the connections, relationships, and associations that you're involved with? How can you become and accept your artistic nature, Libra? These are one of the questions. Overall, if you can do that and you're willing to do that in business, you're going to actually start making connections with very powerful and influential people that you already want to do, but you have to do it responsibly and with integrity. You can't do it because it's going to make you money. You can't do it because you think it's going to advance your career if you're going to have to do it out of alignment, because Mars and Cancer is actually going to be cutting this away for you. All right, Libra, and it's saying, look, a career that you gain like this will karmically be binded and locked up. Hit the thumbs up and likes button, drop the scales in the chat, let me know that you're a Libra and you watched this and you enjoyed this, and I just want to say thank you for balancing yourself out. You deserve it, Libra. See you soon. Capricorn, this full moon in Aries is asking you, how much time do you spend outside doing the things that are true and intimate to you, that you're psychologically driven and motivated and ambitious towards, and how much time do you spend inside? And that inside time is saying, look, are your passions with the relationships and people that actually make you feel safe, secure, are they aligned? Mars and Cancer is the opposite of where you want that sign to be, yeah? And Mars and Cancer is saying, okay, time out, wait a minute, 7th house, cut away from certain relationship dynamics, Capricorn, that at the end of the day are not allowing you a certain sense of peace and resolve within yourself, as well as the long-term dreams and hopes that you're walking and going towards. There's some things that you're going to be ending, and I feel like some of them are going to be relationships, and they're going to be likely in your business. So you got to learn to let go a little bit of something to get something better, and be willing. All right, hit the goat in the mountain in the chat. Let me know you watched and enjoyed this, Capricorn. See you soon. What's up, Taurus? Who are the people that you're working with, and how are they impacting your emotional well-being? Are they lifting you up or are they pulling you down? And which way are you not actually speaking up and saying what you need to say in these environments with these people that ultimately put yourself in a very self-destructive position? All right, Mars and Cancer is actually going to ask you to go ahead and have a little more courage, speak up, move, act, and change something around in that environment that you're having a tug-of-war with back and forth in that workspace, and how it's negatively impacting your health. There's something that you're going to need to tremendously let go of. It's a full moon, it's an ending, it's a closure, and you might be actually losing somebody who was a friend in the process if they're not able and willing to accept that you have certain needs that you voiced, you spoke up on, and you're ready to go ahead and secure. So drop the bull, because it's time to get real stubborn, in the chat with the thumbs up and the likes button on this Aries full moon video. We'll see you soon, Taurus. Leo, there's some kind of tug-of-war happening on this full moon in Aries between the voice in your head and the one that's truly you, and a father figure who has played an impact and a role, and that is a moment where you need to actually stop pinning yourself down and sabotaging yourself and actually start learning how to take a risk and listen to the voice that it just says, look, this is what I need from a personal level. All right, Leo, Mars in Cancer is actually running through your 12th house. And in that 12th house, it's the house of the undoing. So you have to ask yourself, Leo, how do you undo yourself? Because it is masculine voice, this godly divine voice that actually is in the process of changing how you feel, when you feel, what you feel. And you got to learn to really treat yourself in a way that you know you're ready to shine bright and balance out your relationship dynamics with everybody in between. Speak the hell up, Leo. That shouldn't be too hard for you, okay? On this Aries new moon, Aries full moon, excuse me. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button, drop the crown on top of the head. If you resonate, you vibe, Leo. We'll see you soon, Leo, Leo, Leo. Scorpio, on this full moon in Aries, you're being forced to make some big grown people decisions and set boundaries on things that are literally subtle in the senses. They're invisible. They're not. Your external intuition is telling you something's wrong, but your internal intuition is needing some support right now because something is happening within your social mental space within yourself, okay? And this Aries full moon is asking you to regain control of your physical environment as well as your physical health, your mental health, because something that you're not saying, that you're not voicing, that you're not expressing, that is actually true to you, a third eye vision, something that is helping you walk through what you cannot see, the hidden enemies in your midst. Something is very clearly, Scorpio, telling you on this Aries full moon, Aries the light, it is shining light on your intrinsic emotions and feelings and not allowing you to continue to fall into the cycles where you karmically unravel yourself at the seams and put yourself in a position where you're just trying to help people that can't be helped. Go ahead and drop the Scorpion for old time's sake in the chat. Hit the thumbs up. All right, Aquarius, you're going through a battle back and forth with a tug-of-war on this full moon in Aries. Aries is always going to be that battle. And here's what this looks like. It looks like having that voice in the way your father's voice or father figure's voice has impacted your schedule, your routine, as well as how you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and otherwise. There is a battle that you're having to go through, and you're being asked to go ahead and start slashing and cut away some of these thought processes that are flat out negative. And you're going to do that by actually starting to move your body and switching and altering your schedule and your routine, taking a new walk, switching up the way in which you do your work, switching up the way in which you eat, why you eat, a little bit of extra research and reality. Aquarius, at the end of the day, this is going to allow you to align with the divine father voice that is not physical in this parently earthly world, but the God that you are respecting and getting connected with. Drop the lightning bolt, Aquarius, in the chat if you resonate and you vibe with that. On this Aries full moon, hit the thumbs up, Aqua. All right, Gemini, this full moon in Aries is saying you might be involved in a membership, a group, or a community that you're going to have to be willing to actually learn to cut a little bit of your earning income, cut some money away, Gemini, if it is actually taking away your joy, or if the people in that network that you're either running or you're a part of is not respecting you for who you truly are, Gemini. You got to be very bold. You got to be very brave. You got to be full of dignity. You got to be full of self-respect and honor. Don't deny yourself what you personally need and what your ego needs, because that's not a bad thing and it never has been. So on this full moon in Aries, what I'm telling you, Gemini, is God has a message for you, but you have to be willing to sit down and quiet with mindfulness and actually listen to it. And whatever it is, I want you not to question it, Gemini. Listen to your intuition and respect it through and through, because this channel is going to be very clear as the light of the moon in Aries, full moon, shines bright on what God is telling you to do. All right, Gemini, if you agree with that, drop the wind, letting you know that you're clairaudient and you're listening to the message always in the divine. See you soon, Gemini. Hit the thumbs up and likes button. All right, Virgo, you could be going through a couple things, but one, there's definitely going to be a tug-of-war. And what I feel like right now is there's a psychological connection that you might have, something that you're intimately involved with within people and other people that is saying, look, can you truly be your true self, your real self? And is your sexual energy actually being put to good use? Now, the key with this is you're going to have to actually, Virgo, eat well. The full moon in Virgo, the full moon in Aries might be telling you, go ahead and eat well, because that balance will actually stop allowing you to think negative thoughts that might be actually attaching you to these groups of communities, or think negative thoughts while having sex with your partner, whether it's somebody that you're with long-term or short-term, so that you can start to manifest with the divine in your sexual energy. You are the virgin. You must stay pure at this and what you create and the people you support, and actually cut away the groups that are not worth supporting. All right, Virgo, this is going to be important. There are networks, there are groups, there are people that you can't always support. Drop the virgin symbol of the Virgo below. Hit the thumbs up, Virgo. See you soon. All right, Sagittarius, you might not want to hear this, but I don't think it's going to be that hard for you. you. You might be involved in a romantic relationship that you actually need to cut away because emotionally you understand that it's bringing you way more damage and stress than it is actually making you feel empowered, loved, and full of the respect you deserve. There are people that you are connecting with on this full moon in Aries, and Aries is a fellow brother sign of yours who gives you a lot of firepower and ability to go ahead and take action. Now, Aries full moon is going to help you, Sagittarius, to discover that there's a hidden wealth behind you walking through the karma of this relationship, and it's going to likely ask you to potentially let it go or allow something to change when it comes to how you creatively engage with these people. And at the end of the day, what is going to surprisingly happen is you're going to get connected with a completely different, unorthodox, and eccentric association or network that is like, oh snap, this is what my third eye was trying to tell me, not this. So hit the thumbs up and the likes button, Sagittarius. Drop the third eye, drop the eye, letting us know that you see through the nonsense and the intuition is on point. All right, Pisces, you may actually be receiving some confidence from somebody that you're relating or dating with, somebody who might even just be a friend on a non-committal standpoint, but there's a major bag coming your way, big bank money, because you've been actually in a battle, tug-of-war, working between, you know, how do I connect and support with the family, and how do I connect and support with my partner, my lover, how to connect support with my work that I actually admire, love, and completely have tremendous ambitions for. All this energetic investment that you've been putting in and trying to balance between all of them are actually going to bring some people to you. You might have to release certain connections and friendships, but Pisces, I tell you this, it's really worth allowing whoever this person in your life that brings you joy, that brings you life, that brings you energy and vitality, it's worth allowing them to pump you up a little bit, be your cheerleader, to help you through so that you can actually embrace your identity for who you truly are and start to do the work that truly matters, something that you're tremendously passionate about, Pisces. Hit the thumbs up and the likes button on this Aries full moon. We'll see you soon, Pisces.